and reminds us that the tears haven't dried yet. You hear government promising that this wouldn't happen again and even promising the recovery of some land. But do you think that peace can be achieved in Riom and other parts of Plateau without justice?
Thank you, Nifemi. Indeed, today it's a very sad day for not just people from Plateau and Riom, but all Nigerians and all peace-loving people. It's impossible to achieve peace in this nation and on the Plateau in particular without justice. Justice is central to sustainable peace. Today, as we can see, 27 bodies were buried in a mass grave because of the senseless attack that took place on the 14th of July. But sadly, yesterday in Chirang village, exactly 10 days afterwards, 14 people were killed in Boko's local government. 3 people wounded. All of these wasted lives were on their way from the market in Mango, and they were killed. This is sad. We need to rise. We need to act fast to work for justice for the victims and for all of us, and to work for peace in Plateau State and in Nigeria.
You know, one question remains unanswered, and that is, why has this challenge continued unabated for so long?
It's a very good question, Nifeni, and I think it's only fair to ask that question. When will it end? When would all this end? All of this turning Plateau State into killing fields, turning the North Central states into killing fields, particularly Plateau and Benue. It's concerning. It's disturbing. Now, let me go straight. I think that it's important that some of the peace commissions that have been put in place in the past in Plateau State is absolutely important, that some of the recommendations are implemented. There were specific recommendations in the Nikki Toby Commission of 2001 crisis that a lot could be done if some of those recommendations are put to practice. It is also important that people receive justice, Nifemi, because without justice, that's why some of these things are continuing. Then impunity. Impunity, it's a major concern in all of this. People are not brought to justice. You would recall that when the governor visited the victims of this attack, he asked one question: how come there have been no arrest? These people who are killers are not ghosts. They are not spirits. They are human beings. They should be arrested. They should be prosecuted. That perhaps will serve as a deterrent. You would recall also that when Mr. President visited Benue State, he asked the same question: how come there have been no arrests 2 weeks later, 1 week later? So impunity needs to be arrested. Implementation of some of the recommendations for peace. And I would just close by saying that all of us need to work together collectively to promote peaceful coexistence in Plateau State.
Well, we're going to hope
and
that
peace is possible.
Absolutely. We're going to hope that all of these factors come together and that we'll witness peace again on the Plateau and indeed across North Central in our lifetime. Peace practitioner Paramalam, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much, Nifemi. Thank you. Thank you, TVC.
Away from there to Abuja, where the European Union has committed 1.5